while, but I'm very excited to start streaming again. I'll be streaming today and tomorrow. And I'm excited about it because I've got a lot to work on, a lot of things I'm excited about doing. Over the next few months, I'm planning on releasing a version of Remake and along with the documentation site. So I'm thinking, maybe we can put dates on these things on the roadmap. You see I have a roadmap here. I think that, oh wait, am I streaming? I think I'm streaming. Why does it say stream offline? Okay. Maybe I'm there now. Okay. So I have this roadmap. You'll see in the first little bucket, I have restructure the framework into another, we'll just say restructure the framework and add some features. So this, this is, I don't know, like probably a third of the way done. But there's a decent amount left to get done with that. And then after that, I'm going to work on a 5-minute quick start video. I probably won't do that on stream. And then, let's see, I'm going to finish the full documentation, build the documentation site, set a product hunt launch date, deploy a live example, share with some friends, and I actually want to add someone in here. Yeah. So share with some friends and then have a, wait, why is this quick start video here? Hey, to Mesa 1. Hey, Lily Hazel. How's it going, you guys? What are you up to today? So I have this quick start up here. I think maybe I want to, I'm not sure whether to do the quick start before the documentation or afterwards. I guess I'll do it afterwards. Oh, and what did I have here? I have this thing. I don't really know if I need that, but I'll leave it for now. So Mesa says, fine, they're stressed out a little bit, preparing for a coding interview for a startup, React Native. Whoa. Lily says, it's going well, ideally learning more about Node.js, but sorry you were working on a framework and got curious. What are you up to? Mesa says, JavaScript is so hard. Yeah, JavaScript is definitely a little hard. I wish I had like a good recommendation for you. What are you struggling with? Do they expect you to know React Native? And for Lily Hazel, so you asked what I'm working on. If you go to remaketheweb.com, you'll be redirected to the documentation website. Pretty soon this is going to have its own built-out website, but for now this is as good as it gets. And basically the whole idea behind the framework is to just be able to create HTML and then, or let me say it this way, I want to make building web apps as simple as building websites. That's pretty much the whole idea. So like all you should have to know is HTML and CSS, and you should be able to build a web app. Awesome. I really appreciate that, Lily. That's really nice of you. Awesome. That makes me really happy. It's a pretty cool thing. I've been working on it for about 13 months or so. And I didn't intend to build a framework when I first started out, but then it just kind of turned into one. That's what happens when you start working on a project without a framework, is you end up building your own. That's what a friend of mine told me. Yeah. Are you So you're pretty experienced with coding. You want to learn more about Node.js? This is actually a pretty good spot to learn more about Node.js because we work with it a lot. What particular things are you interested in? And to Mesa, if you're okay, you're doing online courses, and the interviews for it, but like they expect you to know React Native already because a lot of places they'll hire you, and then like teach you while you're there. Like if you know React, they'll teach you React Native, or like I don't know, if you know React Native, they'll teach you some CSS or something. You're self-learning. So Lily says they're self-learning web dev and have been for a couple of months. You're taking a couple of Udemy classes. Yesterday, you learned how to install libraries through Node.js, and you're messing around with that. Okay, cool. So you're using npm to install the packages. Um, awesome. That's really cool. I follow a lot of new developers on Twitter. There's like a really strong new developer like Twitter community. If you can find those people on there, I'd recommend following their journeys too because it's pretty inspiring. Um, yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. It just like lets you run JavaScript wherever you want. Uh, yeah. Um, well, if you want me to point you to any resources to Mesa, let me know and I will try to find some things. Hey, Dirt Grub, how's it going? What are you up to today? Okay, so I'll make a checklist for this. I'm going to paste this here, and then I want to just say like add to documentation site. Okay, so I'll do the quick start there. Then I'm going to do the image crop, sortable, color picker, date, make one more new remake app, customizable edit area, plan web service for quick deploys, custom domains for web service, and request creative rebuild. And I think probably somewhere in here, let's just say like product hunt launch. Okay, cool. Well, thank you for stopping by, and yeah, hopefully there's a more active discussion in a little bit. Okay, so this first one is actually the thing that's going to kill me because there's so many things in here. So let's create a different what do you call this, board or not board? Um, so a different list, right? And then we're going to split these things out into that. I wonder if there's an easy way actually to do that. Can I do like in Trello? Can I? Why is it so hard? Convert to card. So what happens when I do that? It goes at the bottom. Okay, I think that'll be good. Not a Vision says, is your framework front or back end? It started out as a very simple front end framework, and now it's a back end framework too. The idea behind it is I want to make building web apps as simple as building websites. So you should only have to use HTML and CSS to build a full web app. And it turns out it's not really that easy to do that if you're only working on the front end, because then there's all kinds of build steps. You have to create your own user accounts. You have to create your own endpoints. So I'm creating a backend as well to make it so you don't have to do that. So the goal is to eventually get to a full backend framework, but right now I'm creating more of what looks like a boilerplate. So it's not like, I think a backend framework will give you like an API on the backend, but I think the idea eventually is that you'll have very minimal access to the backend. I mean, if you're a full stack developer, whatever, hack away on it. But I think for most users, it's going to be you're limited to writing front-end code, and you just write some HTML and CSS, and then you press a button, and it deploys your app to a web service. So right now, though, I'm working on the full stack boilerplate, so that anyone can just get started with this framework very quickly just by running npm install and npm run dev or something. I hope that kind of explains things. Okay, so I think I can select more than one of these, right? Does anyone know how to select more than one card in Trello? Trello, multiple select. Okay. Open the actions menu and apply an action to every selected card. What? How to use Trello like a pro. Oh, I think there's a shortcut. Create multiple cards. Nope. Checklist. Select. Okay, I think I can do this. I think I can hover over, oh man, I lost my space. Where is it? So I can hover over this, and then I can go, I can't use shift, whatever, I'm just gonna drag these all over. Okay, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. Sometimes it's just easier to do it the manual way. So these all used to be kind of checklist items, but I think they deserve to be their own thing, because it was getting a little overwhelming having them be individual checklist items. Okay. There we go. This one and this one. Okay, so these tasks shouldn't be that hard. Let's get into it. So let's go into terminal. Actually, I can do like an overview too first. So the overview, just so you guys have some context about what I'm doing. Remake framework. Is I used to have a, so I went through several iterations of this framework. So the first version was inside of this app. So I made a service called Request Creative, and you can see that live on the web right now. It's a pretty cool site. I'm actually actively marketing it right now, but it basically lets freelancers create a site for themselves, upload images, edit their page. It's kind of like a page builder for freelance services. That's actually really good. I should write that down somewhere. I like that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna just write this down. Okay, a page builder for freelance services. I've said like that, like things like that, like a million times, and that's just the simplest way I've said it so far. Okay, but anyways, so this uses Remake under the hood to handle all of the data parsing and everything like that. But then I was like, okay, I want to make this framework like more robust. So I split it out into its own NPM package called Remake.js, and I started building apps with it. So the first one I built was remake-to-dos. I don't know if you can see that here. Remake-to-dos. Why can't I search for it? Right here. So this one. And then I started making some other apps. So I made this task tracker app. Then I made TaskFellow, which is like a Trello clone. So it's like a Kanban board where you can drag things around, and that actually took only like an hour or two to make it. Um, okay, Mesa, good luck with your course. If you need any help, stop by, and we will try to help. And then I made Adventure Story, which awesome. See you on later. And then I made Adventure Story, which is this like um, what do you call the choose your own adventure books? Remember those? So Adventure Story it lets you create your own version of that. So you can have like a story, and then you have multiple choices, and you choose one of those choices, and you go into a different part of the story. So that was actually super fun to create. So that's the last app that we created, and then I realized after looking at this app, so if we look at this, that it's a little hard to figure out what you should do as a user here, right? So like if you're new to the framework, oh man, you gotta go, Android. Oh man, I'm sorry, Android. I hope you feel better. Um, yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm sure I'll see you on later. I hope you recover quickly. Watch lots of your favorite TV show in bed, and get better soon. Um, okay. Hey, welcome, Scotty1707. How's it going? See you later, Android. 4682. So yeah, so when you open up this project, you don't really know where to start, right? So the idea was that you can just go into templates and you can start editing stuff there. But then for some things like the CSS and the JavaScript, you need to come out into this public directory. And then for like, if you want to look at some of like the starting data, you have to go into this data folder. And then this lib thing is like, well, this is kind of like the backend remake code, but you could go in there and edit it yourself. So it's just very confusing, like, where do I start? Also, we were using this templating library called Nunchucks, which is actually one of my favorite templating libraries now that I've used it. It's like very explicit, very, just a very nice, succinct templating library. However, not a lot of people know what it is or how to use it. And they're not like familiar with the syntax, they're more familiar with handlebars. Handlebars is like way up here, and nunchucks is like way down here in terms of popularity. So I decided, okay, why not go with something more familiar? So that's where I started with this Remake framework. So if I'll open this up, and you should be able to tell kind of immediately where you should start. The cache isn't going to be there when you first open the project because this is in the gitignore file, right? So it's not going to be in the actual repository. And then underscore remake, probably not going to start there, right? It's probably like a remake thing, right? Underscore remake data, again, probably not going to start there. Node modules, everyone knows what that is. Then you got these other things here. These kind of just, I don't know. They don't have to be here, but they are for now. They kind of do. I mean, you kind of needed a gitignore in the root of the project. You kind of need a package JSON in the root of the project. Having a README isn't bad either. Having a variables end isn't bad. And server kind of makes sense, right? But project files, that's where you want to start. So it's not like as clear as I would want it to be for someone first getting started. What I would prefer is that cache, remake, node modules all aren't there. Git attributes, gitignore, package lock, whatever, all this stuff isn't there either. I would prefer if you just open up the project and all you see is what's in this project files. But for now, we're building a full stack boilerplate, so this is what we have for now. This is what we have to work with for now. But in the future, I would love it if you could just have like a command line tool, like a remake command line tool, and you could just say like remake start, you know, my remake project, right? And then all you would have to have is what's in this project files. Anyways, this is what we did. We reorganized it so that we have project files so that it's pretty clear where to start. And we can put that in the documentation too, right? We could say, all you have to do is look at project files, edit what you want in there, and you'll be all set. Whereas with the previous version It wasn't clear exactly where to start out, and we couldn't really tell you, oh, just look in templates, because even though most of the things are in there, right? Most of the templates and like the bootstrap data is in there. They're still public, right, where the CSS and the JavaScript is. But now we've moved the assets into project files, right? So that makes a lot more sense, I think. Okay, so let's remove this one. And let's look at what some other things we did. So we added this layouts folder. We didn't have that before. Before we just had partials, and we use a header partial to add the the head to the page, and then we use a footer to add the closing tags, which aren't strictly necessary, by the way, but you know, it's good semantic HTML. Okay, let's silence this. Okay, so we switched that out for layouts, and now we have a default layout, and we can have other layouts in here, and then we can just easily include them in our pages by just marking up our template with something that looks like, I think the syntax this. I'd have to double check, but we'll just say like layout one dot, or just like that. Hey, Salvin, glad to see you here. How's it going? Oh yeah, is it? I haven't checked on it lately, but I think it's okay, right? Thank you. I really appreciate that. How have you been? What have you been up to? It's been a while. I've been missing streaming. I didn't get to stream last Friday, but yeah, it's fun to be streaming again. Okay, so let's see. We'll go to the roadmap. Let's just archive this one because it's not useful anymore. Okay, so there's a few things we did. We added this layout file, right? And it's supported. You went to a Pride Hacks event over the weekend. LGBTQ 2s plus devs helping LGBTQ 2s plus organization who can't afford developers. Oh, that's awesome. It's like a hackathon, but aimed towards helping instead of competing. Wow, that's really awesome. That sounds like you're doing good in the world and helping people. That's awesome. Where that's in? You're in Montreal, right? Is that in Montreal? Okay, so nice. That's really cool. That sounds like a lot of fun. What did you? So you were helping some of the teams, or were you in the like hackathon thing? Like, were you one of the teams, or were you helping the teams? Um, okay, so yeah, we actually did a bunch actually. So let me bring up that old project again. So if we look at this like old way of doing things, and I say old, but this was just literally just a month ago that we had things organized this way. You were a developer of one of the teams that was trying to get video rentals up and running for their festival. Oh, nice. That's awesome. That sounds like a perfect fit for you, right? Because you were, that's your main job, right? It's kind of working on that stuff. One day isn't long enough to implement a full video on demand platform. So you did it with Vimeo. Nice. So you kind of created like a basic CMS, and then you could like add in a Vimeo embed code. Hey, if you would have used Remake, you could have gotten it up in a day. Maybe not yet. It's not quite ready for prime time, but soon. They weren't happy? Oh, that stinks. Huh. That stinks. Um, oh yeah. Yeah. I think that makes so much more sense than building it out yourself. I mean, unless you like have the budget and the time, it makes so much more sense to just use a pre-built solution. You're gonna save like probably $100,000, like probably around there. So I think you did right, but yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you can still be building it in the background, and then just switch things over. Um, that's awesome. That's really cool. Okay, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I think Vimeo's pretty sweet platform. I think they have a little niche of the market, but I could totally see them eventually taking out YouTube in a way, for like the private production video market because YouTube doesn't really support that. Um, oh yeah, uh, yeah, Sullivan, can you just copy all of your code from your job and give it to me for nothing, please? Um, yeah. Uh, so before we had this layout, that sounds really cool though. I think you made the right decision. So we had templates in here, and then we had pages and partials inside of the templates. And then inside the pages is a folder with a config and an index file. Um, uh, okay, so I don't know. I feel like there aren't enough people here. Oh wow, we only have 3 people here. But it was a journey. Let me tell you that. It was a journey. So I did get a response from the guy, and he said, thanks for reaching out, but sorry, I'm not interested. And he said, I use it for my own project, so it's like pretty tightly coupled with them, and I can't really just like take it out of them. So I want to hold on to it. Um, So I responded to him and I was like, okay, that's fine. But would you maybe be willing to sell it? Because, this is like having Remake, just like Remake, right? NPM install Remake. How cool would that be, right? For a framework. Um, so I was like, would you be willing to sell it? Like I don't have like a ton of extra money, but I could, spare something for, to help you disentangle it from your projects and whatever, just to cover your costs. But I said, like, no problem if you don't want to do it. And so he responded saying, and this was like a week later. This was like 4 days later. He responded and he's like, sorry for the late response. Because I thought he wasn't going to respond. I thought it was just like, oh, okay, that's done. But 4 days later, he responded. He said, how much? How much are you willing to pay? I was like, oh, okay. But then he was like, I'm not looking for like a lot of money. Uh, yeah, it was hectic. I was like, no, but actually I gave up after like 2 days because he was like responding right away. He literally responded like right after the stream that day, like instantly, like within 20 minutes. So yeah, I was nervous, but then I gave up, and then he responded, and then I was like, and then he was like, how much? I don't want to like make a ton of money off of it, but it would be nice to just know like how much you'd be willing to pay for it. I was like, I'd be willing to go to $200, but that would be a lot for me. And he was like, you know what? It seems like you really believe in this project. Here you go. You can just have it for free. And that was like a yesterday or 2 days ago. 2 days ago. 2 days ago, he told me that. And then yesterday, he transferred everything over. And this morning, I checked, and it is this pin tabbed over here. I have the remake package. It's still set to his stuff, but I just have to, I haven't updated it yet. Yeah, it was big. It was very exciting. Yeah, I think, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think he was like making sure I was just like serious about the project and stuff. Yeah, I totally should. You're right. Let's do that right now. Do 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 do. Good news. Remember how I reached. Yeah, it was like so exciting. I was like, after his first response where he was just like, "No, I'm not interested." I was like, um, "Oh man, that sucks. It's not gonna happen." Uh, okay, cool. What did you say? So what's on the menu today? What are you going to work on? So I've actually made a lot of progress since the last stream. So like I was like re-architecting everything on the last stream because I had this like old kind of layout where I had like templates and then I had pages and then I had folders for each page. And then I had a config file for like the route and the title of the page. And then I would like render it here, and then for each partial I had its own folder, and these all had index files, and then they also had data that would be added to the partial whenever it was rendered independently of everything else. Kind of confusing, right? And then there was this like separate area, public, right, where you could like edit some CSS and JavaScript files, and the JavaScript would be compiled into this dist file that's also in the public folder. It was kind of a mess. It was like just a little bit of a mess. So I decided to like restructure the whole project and also at the same time switch over from nunchucks templating to handlebars. And so I'm like most of the way through that. I think I'm pretty sure I have everything working. Um, Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. But I think I have the save endpoint working. I'm not sure. I think I have the new endpoint working, but I'm not sure. But I do have all of the pages rendering, and the partials will be picked up and rendered inside the pages. So like I can have something like this, each to-do list, and it's like much better syntax than we had with the nunchucks, because you don't have to like reach out to the or reference the partial from like a relative path or anything. So that's pretty cool. And then you have this like assets folder, and you can just like organize your Sass into this main Sass file, your JavaScript into this main JS file, and then you have your other assets out here like the favicon, or you can make a folder for images, and they're all going to just be copied over. So, and then everything is inside of this project files directory, which is pretty sweet because everything you're going to need to edit for a new Remake project is inside of project files. And then you have this bootstrap data folder, which is all the starting data. So you have the user folder for the user's app data. So this is going to be the app data that's added to every new user as soon as they sign up. Right now we just have to-dos with a single item. And then partials, and this is the starting data for each of the partials when they're rendered on their own. So now you don't have JSON files kind of mucking around in the partials directory, and you can just keep that as just the partials files, templates. And then one of the really cool things that I'm super, 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 super proud of is each page, each template will render at a root named after the template name. So if you have like a login page, it's going to render at /login, right? But that's not the only place it'll render. So this is the cool part. So it'll also render at /username. So this is like a filler username. It could be any username. It'll render at /username/login. But that's not the only thing. It will also render at /username/login/ID. So this isn't really useful for the login page, right? The only one you're going to use really for the login page is this first one. But it is very useful for something like a blog post page. So if you have a blog post page, you might not use this first one, right? Because it wouldn't really make sense to use that for just like a single blog post. But you might use it for this, right? So then you're going to know that you're looking for a blog post that's owned by, a username. So this could be like John or whatever, right? And then you'd be looking for the ID of the blog post. And this ID is going to search all of John's data for this ID and then return that item to you. And in the current template, it's going to be set to current item. So it's a tiny bit complicated, but it's like my kind of ideal way of doing things. And I think we're getting closer to something that's going to make sense to people. But anyways, yeah. So every single page template is going to render at these patterns. So it's going to be like page name, and page name. Your brain blipped for a second. The username blog post would show all posts or just one? Okay, so that's totally up to you, right? So this is just okay. The pages that you create are automatically creating routes for you that are going to point to those pages and render those pages whenever you go to that route. So the routes that are going to render page name.hbs, so the routes that are going to point to this are these. So it's just /page name, but it's also /username/page name, and it's also /username/page name/ID. So then if an ID is specified, inside of this template, you're going to have access to current item, and current item is going to be set to the item that was found in the data matching this ID. And the data that's going to be searched is the data that this username authored. And then the page name is also going to have access to the page author, and the page author is going to be gotten from the username. And so if you want to render a page here, right? So say you want to go to, so as like a real example, say you want to go to like John/blog posts, or blog posts, we'll say. What you're going to get there, you're not going to get a current item because you didn't provide an ID at the end of that. So it's not even going to try to look for one. But even if you provided one, if it was a fake one, you're still not going to get a current item. But let's stick with the basics. So you're not going to get a current item here, but you will get the page author. So in the template, you can say if page author, and then you can render whatever you want, right? So you could render all the blog posts, right? So you could just do like each blog posts, and then whatever the syntax is for this, right, for the partial. And then you could say else, if there's no page author, then you could say, or you could say else, and then you could say if current item, then you're going to just render the blog post with using the current item. So maybe you would set you'd set this equal to current item, something like this. I actually haven't worked out this part yet. But you would do something like this, and then you could have another else. So this else would be if there's no page author, there's no current item, that means you're probably, okay, and current item just wouldn't exist in the non-ID version of the URL. Yep. if an ID is passed and it's not found, then you're just going to get a 404. So there'll be a 404 page. And then if it's not passed, you're not going to get current item. So yeah, so you'll have like 3 different versions of the page on the current page. But what I'm thinking is you're not going to actually use this for all of the routes, right? For most pages, they're just going to do one thing, right? Login, you're just going to use this basic path, right? You're not going to use the username path for login. Why would you? I mean, you could. That's like whatever, right? But you don't have to render it if you're on these username pages, right? So you could just use this for the login. You could just use this for the sign up. You could use it for your about page. All your static pages, you could just use this one. And then for your, let's say for your like main page, you're probably going to have, so like let's create like an actual example. So let's say you have like sign up, say it's a basic to-dos app. You have sign up, you have login, and then you have like your home page, right? Slash, so just index, right? And you're gonna, on this page, you're gonna like show all the to-do lists. So you're gonna have like multiple to-do lists. And then at slash to-do list slash some ID, you're gonna show a single to-do list. And then, yeah, I mean, that's it. That's all you would really need. So for these pages, what you would need is index.hps for your home page, and then to-do list.hps, and then signup.hps and login.hps. And you wouldn't need to use the other routes that are defined for all of these, right? So you just wouldn't link to them, right? You wouldn't ever link in your app to slash John slash sign up, right? You would never link to that. So even though something would render when you went there, since you're not linking to it, no one's ever going to it. And so if these are the routes you need, the reason why they're going to render it in all the different ways is because it's just going to make it super flexible for you to define all these new routes and use them however you want, depending on what data is passed to them. So I don't know. It makes a lot of sense to me, but it definitely, I can understand how it would be confusing. I can definitely understand that. Like if someone was explaining to me this to me, I would be like, I don't know if I'm going to use your framework. But I think if I start people out with like the basics, like just like step by step, and like lead them up to this, maybe it'll work. But I like the idea of never having to think about defining your routes. That's something I'm very happy about. Yeah. So I don't know if that all made sense. Did I lose you? Hey Lurks, hey Angel of Light, hey S1 Faka, welcome to the stream again. Let me know what's going on with you guys, and if there's any questions you have or anything you want to ask about. Well, so I think if you want to, like something that you'd add the to-do list part where they want it. What do you mean? Like something that you'd add, like another parameter, another URL parameter, like if they didn't just want username and ID, they wanted something else? I don't know what this means. Like something that you'd add the to-do list part where they want it. Oh. Are you saying like what if they wanted like slash show all to-do lists, something like this, like a custom route. Is that what you mean? Um, yeah. I think eventually, sure, yeah. I think so. There's a framework called Next.js. It's a pretty popular React framework that supports server-side rendering out of the box, and it's pretty nice. And they have a way of, they actually just released a version of Next that supports nested templates, and then those nested templates render at different routes. So if you want to um, like deeply nest a template inside of some folders, you could, thus create a route like what you're talking about, right? You would just have an education folder, and then you would have a workshop lists file, and then you would have, and then it would automatically. I think they actually have an ID template or something. I don't know. I forget what they do, but yeah, I think eventually having something like that would be really, really good and really, really strong. But I think for now, I'm okay with this. So I think for now it's like if you want to hack on the back end as a user, that's fine. But like I want to get this to the point where someone who's new to programming can just get up and running like very, very quickly. So I think having a kind of like flat structure is best for that. And then, if someone's a programmer, they can just go in here and hack whatever routes they want into it. And, ideally they don't have to hack them into it. Ideally it's a lot easier to do than that, you know. But yeah, for now I think it's just going to be pretty hard coded. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top. I wanted to rename page owner to page author. So if I search everything for page owner and I do star slash minus, no, or wait, no, it's star minus node, wait, what is it? I forget how to do it. Is it minus? I think it's minus star slash node modules. So this is how you exclude the node modules folder, and then you got to do it again for cache. And we'll do it again for dist. The nice thing is I only have to write this once because then I can reuse it. Okay, dist. Node modules. I think that's good. So let's copy that. Okay, so we've got page owner there, page owner all over there. So there's a bunch of page owners here. There's a bunch of page owners here. Where are all the people today? Even the science and technology categories has slim pickings today. Yeah, I don't know. People could be sleeping in because one of the top video game tournaments is going on in China right now. I actually stayed up late watching it a little bit last night. So I don't know. They could be like watching that into the bright early morning and then sleeping all day. I don't. That's just a theory, though. I have no idea. I have no idea. Yeah, it's a pretty big tournament. I think, like at its peak, it's gonna get like 300,000 people watching it live, which is pretty exciting. And the winners are gonna like walk home with like $10 million or something like that. That's crazy. And like the total prize pool is like $30 million. It's a really good tournament. Like really, really cool. Okay, so let's look for page owner here. Yeah, it's pretty intense. And I think I can just replace this with page author. And then is page author. page author, page author, page author, page author, page author, and is page author. Okay, and let's search for page owner. Good. Okay, we reset that. And if you're curious about like why I'm replacing page owner with page author, is I think it's a tiny bit less confusing to say page author, because when I see page owner in a template, there's a part of my brain that says, oh, you're saying that the current user is the page owner, right? There's like a slight feeling that maybe this is a Boolean or something, or maybe this is telling me, I don't know, something about the word owner, right? I don't know. So that's why I'm switching it to page authors, because it's a little bit less confusing to me. I feel like it, yeah, it's just a little less confusing. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then that. Okay, and oh, there's one down here. Wait, oh, that's because we're just console logging there. Okay, put page author. Okay, cool. So we did that. Let's go to GitHub and let's switch our projects, and we're gonna say renamed page owner to page author. And I'm not even gonna check that it works because I feel like it probably did. And it's one of those bugs that, like, even if it didn't work, it's like really not that hard to fix. Okay, so we're gonna just assume we did that one. I think there's like more important things that I need to be working on right now. Add new variable to templates. Page has updata. Wait, why is request creative rebuild way up there? It should be, oh, it should be down here. There we go. Yay. I think I didn't add something from last time because I was like in the middle of something. Oh, maybe, okay, I need to get my to-do file. Okay, there are a couple of big problems. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Big problem time. There are a couple of big problems below, but I think they have easy solutions. Okay, in the new endpoint, get the refer URL. Strip out everything but the path and use a route matching library to match the route to an existing path. Also, use the library to extract the query parameters. Now you should be able to get access to all of the following: params, query, current item, parent item, page owner, and is page owner. Okay, yep. Okay, so the issue is that in the new endpoint, right? We're passing we're posting to an Ajax endpoint. I don't know how to say this. We're posting to an endpoint called new, and inside this endpoint, if we look at yeah, so let's just do it. Let's post to it. So I just click that, I think. Yeah, okay, so we're going to get the data, the params, the query, the path name. Yeah, see, the path name is /new. But what we really want from this is we want the path name like slash for this example, but if it's like to-do list /ID, we want this as the path name. We want to-do list /2423. But we're going to get /new because that is the current path name, right? So what we want to get, we want to be able to get this path name. So I think by looking at the refer, we're going to get it. So, okay, this is the refer, which is perfect. Now we just need to strip out this first part, which I have no idea actually how to do. But I think Node has a way of doing it. Yeah, URL. Okay. It's funny how I never go for the documentation. I always just look at the first Stack Overflow answer. Let's actually go to the actual docs. Let's try it. Oh man, I'm already regretting this. Okay, we'll go here. Oh my god, what is this? Okay, input and base. The absolute or relative input URL to parse. Okay. If input is relative, then base is required. If input is absolute, then base is ignored. Okay, let's look up node refer because I want to see if it's always like on all platforms going to return the full URL. Node refer. What is this? Node. How did I get it? Request get refer. Oh, maybe it's an express thing. Express get refer. There we go. Get. Can you give me the get? Okay, and then no, there's no refers. App. Wait, app get. I don't want app get. I want request get. Request get. Please. Where's my get? There's no get here. Oh, there it is. Okay. Request get returns a specified HTTP request header. Okay. Okay, so, oh, and you can spell refer more than one way. That's great. Okay, so HTTP refer standard? I don't know. I'm gonna just search for this, see if there's like some standard. Can I rely on this? As a general rule, you should not trust the HTTP refer header for any matter of importance except for purely informative statistical analysis of who your visitors are. Okay. Authentication, authorization, and accounting. Are we doing that here? No, we're not. Okay. It's a vulnerability. Okay, but I mean, like, can we rely on it to just be there? Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the malicious users can reset it, but we're not gonna, it doesn't matter, right? Because it's just like malicious users are gonna get the wrong result. Flip Coder, what's up, dude? How's it going? It's been, I don't know, a week or something. How have you been? What have you been working on? I feel like you were up to something earlier, weren't you? You were like doing something important. Were you applying for a job or something? I forget. It was important though. I remember. Okay, so now we can do this, and then then we can do this. The hash, the host name, the href. Oh, wait. Weren't you assembling a desk? You moved. Did you move? No, maybe you didn't move. Maybe you're just assembling your office space. Is that true? That wasn't you. I'm sorry, dude. Let's start. I feel bad. You weren't doing anything big? I feel like you were doing something big. No? I feel like there was something like you were looking for a job or you're traveling or you're going to some event. Yeah, that's it. You were going to an event. Tell me I'm right about that, right? You were going to an event, Flip Coder, like a week and a half ago. Oh, you okay? Kinda. I kinda got it. I was close. Kind of. You'll give it to me, right? Cool. How was that? How was the travel? Where'd you go? Okay, path name. I feel like this is what we need. Path name. Path name. Yeah, it's without the query string. Href. Href will give us everything. Okay, path name I think is what we want. We don't care about host name, host, hash. Okay, great. So, how do I get this thing? Require URL. There we go. URL. Wait, parse. What? Parsing URL string with the legacy. Oh, legacy. Okay. But this is the one I think we want. Okay. So we're gonna do this and be super fancy. Oh wait, no, wait. What? Where did they get this? Where is this thing coming from? Is this just a thing? Ugh. Can I just, is this a global thing? What do you guys think? I have no idea. Should use this. Various Dave, how's it going? What are you up to? How are you doing? What are you working on? Flip Coder, good winter in Arizona. That was a little while ago. You've just been busy with several projects, mainly couch synth, and you've been recording music for an online collaboration / band that you're in. That's awesome. Yeah, you were working on that music. You were working on like a music thing. I did. Varus Dave, it was an intense process. He said no, and then he didn't respond for a while when I offered him money, and then I offered him money, and then he said how much, and then he said you can have it for free. And it was awesome. It was an adventure though. But yeah, so we have it now. NPM Remake. Yeah, it was super exciting. Um, very exciting. Okay, so I'm gonna do new URL, and I'm gonna do, and let's just console log this and see what happens. And we're just gonna paste in localhost or whatever. Or we'll just paste in this one, right? What happens there? Nice. Okay, so it is a global. Yeah, yeah. So I gave up on that. I was consolidating them, but then I realized. So I talked to a developer, and they're like, "Wait, you want to make this for people who are new to coding? Like, why are you focused on all these advanced features? Why are you, making it so that multiple apps are supported? You should be focusing on making it easy to get started with." And I was like, "Bing, you're totally right. I'm going to do that." So then I started focusing on that, and that's where I'm at now. Yeah, I transitioned to handlebars templating instead of nunchucks because handlebars is about 10,000 times more popular. I also consolidated all of the files for Remake, including the CSS and JavaScript and like starting data, into a single project files folder inside the Remake boilerplate. So now all you have to do is edit the files in there. And yeah, it's going pretty good. I'm feeling a little impatient right now, to be honest, because I have like a million small little tasks that I want to do, but I don't really want to do. But they're necessary. But I just want to like work on the documentation and launch the web app and like deploy web apps and work on web apps and like build things with this. But I can't build them until I get this kind of slightly boring, slightly frustrating stuff out of the way. So yeah, that's basically where I'm at. Okay, so it looked like this worked. Let's go back. Let's search. Let's try with localhost. So if I do this one and I save that, so I get the origin, protocol, host name, path name. This is what we want. Path name. Okay, perfect. So new URL will give us that. Okay, sweet. Okay, so wait. Okay, so here we're going to do let referrer URL equal this. And then we're going to parse it. So we're going to say refer URL parsed equals new URL and then refer URL. And I guess we can put in like, can I use URL in the console? Is this a thing? What? It's both on the server and the client? Okay, so if I paste in this, it's going to work. That's unfortunate. So if I just paste in an empty string, it's not going to work. So what if I paste in just like a slash? What is the minimum required thing that will return nothing? I guess I could just say, I don't know, whatever. We'll just pretend that it's always there. Okay, so we're going to pretend like it's always there, and then we're going to get the refer URL path, and so that's going to be the parsed, and then path name. Oops. Ugh. Path name. Okay, cool. And so now we have the path. Now we need to match this up against something. Ugh. Okay, let's see. What is this going to give us? Template. So wait, template name, matching parser. We don't need any of that. Query. Here we go. Path. Wait, path name? Path name. There we go, path name. So this is where we need it. Okay. So we'll just say, I don't know how this helps me, but we'll just say refer URL there. And then we're just gonna set this to there. The thing is I've repeated this code and like some of the code above it. So like, I wanna kind of keep it all in one block so that I can eventually extract it into a different area. Okay, so we've got where? Oh, you're right. Thank you. I appreciate that. I always want to spell it with two F's. I figure like two R's, why not two F's, right? Plus it kind of sounds like it, right? It's like refer, right? I don't know, whatever. Probably not really. Okay, so we've got the path name, I think, right? Yeah, should be the path name here. Then current user, page author, all of this can be gotten without the stuff that we just figured out. So that's good. Then we've got this one. Okay, params. Params. Okay, wait. Yep, params isn't going to work. The params aren't going to work. But we can get maybe we can get the params from here. Wait, let's look. So if I do that, well, of course, this isn't going to give me params. This is just a URL parser. This isn't a params parser. So, oh God. Okay, this is so hard. Like, it's just because I'm very unfamiliar with it. Okay, so express parse path. Can you just parse route path? Utilities. Okay, this is gonna do it for me. Resolve path. Path to regular expression. Wait, what? What does this do? What? Yeah, no, I mean, like, I know this thing exists, but, like, how do I get access to it from... Okay, well, I mean, basically what I want to do, right, I have the path, and I have all the routes somewhere, right? I think I even have them in this file. Do I have the routes here? No, I'm not getting the routes here. But I could easily get the routes here just by calling get routes. And then what I want to do is I want to loop through those to find the path, to find the route that matches the path, and then extract. Okay, so let's try this. Oh, look, parse URL with caching. Huh. Okay, whatever. Okay, path to regex. And then, so what happens when you call it on something? Wait, what? It doesn't just, oh, name, bar, name, so bar, what? Ay, ay, ay. Does anyone know how to do this? Okay, so basically, okay, in the rendered routes, what I'm doing is I'm looping through each of the routes, and I'm doing an app get on the route, and then automatically, it's gonna parse everything down into this, right? So if I console log params here, let's see what this gives us if I go to like this, or yeah, whatever. I think that should still work. Did that not work? Wait, let's get rid of this other console log. Let's clear this. Yeah. Let's do this. Okay. Wait, that didn't do anything? Oh, I need a username? Okay, so we'll do Jane slash. Okay, boom. So now, okay, look. So if I do this, right? Oh, let's do it. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if I do this and I go into the, yeah, Solvent, please help. So this is where I render the routes. Or sorry, this is where I define the routes that render the pages. So I'm looping through each of the routes, and then I'm using Express's app, the Express app, to get each route. And so I'm passing in something like that looks like this, right? So it's like username slash page name route slash ID question mark, right? So the ID is optional. And like I'm also passing in other ones too, right? But one of the ones that will be able to parse the current URL here is returning these parameters, right? So we got username, Jane, ID, 1, 2, 3. So that's what I want to do over here too, with this referrer URL. So for the referrer URL is going to be like, for example, you know, this, let's do like example app. And then parse just whatever, and then we're going to do e.g. Path name is going to be like that. So what I need to do is get the parameters from this path name in the form of this. So what I need to do is I need to match it up against each route, find the one that matches this path, find the route that matches this path, and then parse it so that it gives me this. And I think I know how to... Yeah, no, I think I am asking for a lot, but I feel like it should be super simple. I feel like there should be a library that does all of that, right? Like there should be a library where you can give it an array of routes and a path, and it's going to loop through, find the first matching route, return it with the parsed parameters, right? I mean, like, isn't that just like core to every single web framework in the like world? But yeah, no, I am actually asking for a lot because I have no idea how to do it. I think I could figure it out, but it's pretty hard. So I guess the first thing to do would be to maybe we'll create a separate library that's going to be like get params from path name. Yeah, I found that. I just don't know how to use it. I'm actually on that page right now. Or no, I was. There. See, I'm on the page. But I don't know how to use this. So I can turn it into a regular expression. Oh, this one. Oh. These names are hilarious, actually. I love Rootington and Templation. That's really cute. Okay, so path match. So you give it a route. Path name. Oh yeah, I probably could just use this. In Rootington, let's see what this does. Define, match. Ooh, cool. Get, huh? I don't know. I feel like I could use this one too, but I like this one better. What does sensitive, strict, and end mean, though? And why isn't it in the README? End. Oh, 3 years ago, and this one was updated 5 years ago. Okay, whatever. Seems the easiest, just loop through and set the match to the current path you want to compare to, and if it matches, then you have your params. Yeah, I think so too. Okay, let's do it. So, first, I'll save these. Yeah, I like path match. Okay, so let's go into Remake. Let's go into utils. This will be a util. And we'll say like get params from path name. I think it's path name, right? Yeah, path name. Okay. I don't know why it's called path name, but yeah, whatever. Okay, path name. So now we're going to do function get params from path. Path. Is it path name or path name? I guess this is fine. And then we'll just export this. And then we're going to pass in the path name. And we're going to get the, what do we want? Get partials, get roots. So roots or routes? We're going to get routes from up a level, and then lib, and then get project info. So now we have the routes. So we have all of our routes, and they're going to look like, they're going to look a little weird. Because each route is going to be, it's not like a ton weird, it's just, it's going to have a dot route. So we're going to say, for, so we're going to loop through them. for var I equals 0, I is less than routes dot length I plus plus, and then we're going to say route equals routes. And this is just so we can stop. We're doing a for loop so that we can stop whenever whenever we find the matching one. Okay, so we're going to do this is where it gets a little confusing because we actually want this. We want like dot route. So this is like routes. We'll just say like, I don't know, we can say routes, and then we'll say like route object, right? And then we'll say route equals route object and route object dot route. Okay, so now we have the actual route. So this is like, for example, let's just get an example. I think it's going to be like username :ID. Okay, cool. And now we have to install that package, path match. What a good name. That's a good name, huh? I'll do npm install path match. I love that you don't have to do save anymore because it just automatically does that for you, I think. Let's double check that. Yep. Okay. So we've got path match. I don't know what these mean. So we got to go to GitHub. Hope they have some kind of documentation here. README, nope, nothing. What is sensitive, strict, and oh, these are path to regexp options. Okay. Okay, so sensitive, when true, the regular expression will be case sensitive. Why do you make me make hard decisions? Default false. Really? Okay, fine. We'll just leave it false. Strict, it will allow an optional trailing delimiter to match. I feel like I am okay with that. But I don't know if that's the defaults. I feel like it is. Because I feel like if I put in like a localhost, if I put in, okay, so like this matches, right? As well as that. I don't know if they mean like a double slash, but the single slash works. So I think the strict I want to set to, oh, it's set to false. Oh, wait, when true allows an optional trailing, wait, this doesn't make sense. Why does it say strict, and then when it's strict is set to true, it's going to allow some optional thing? Strict should mean that it's strict, that it's not going to allow it. Why? I feel like this can't be true. This can't be what it actually means. Oh my goodness. I don't know. Are you sure this is what strict means? Maybe I found a bug in their documentation. Let's see. So if I go into index, and we look up strict, if it's not strict, the route, so if it's not strict, then the route adds something. Huh? Adds some kind of question mark thing in the delimiter. So this is the one. If it's not strict, it adds the extra delimiter thing, right? Totally, right? I don't know. I don't know exactly what this is saying, but yeah, it looks like it's adding the delimiter as like an optional thing. So this is This is backwards. When true, no, it's when false. Right? Totally. Right? Do you guys agree with me? It's when false. Right? Because look, let's go back. Oops. Let's go back. Wait, where were we? Strict. Strict. If it's not strict, then we add this extra delimiter, optional delimiter here. Right? Totally. If not strict, route, we're going to add something. Yeah, it's totally right. I'm going to edit this. I'm going to do a pull request thing. Wait, can't I just do that from here? Maybe someone else reported this. Let's see. Strict. What? Developers are so passive aggressive. Sorry, I expected the changelog to be at pillar.js slash blah 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 slash releases, like every other repo. The issues list I was looking at. Which one? Oh, strict should not allow a trailing slash. Oh, okay, what? Okay, slash test strict true slash, I don't know what this means. What does this mean? So we would just want strict false, and it's defaulting to false. But isn't the documentation wrong, right? Am I not right about that? Am I just being crazy? Strict, when true, the regular expression allows an optional trailing delimiter to match. That's not, oh wait. What? I feel like that's either super weirdly worded or just not right at all. Okay, let's see. What did they just say? I feel like it's super weirdly worded. So this matches that. This does not match. This does not match, right? And this does match. But this does not match the trailing delimiter, right? So it doesn't match the trailing delimiter when strict is set to true. When using a path will only match, no, it won't match with the trailing, what? Huh? Guys, can you help me can you help save me, please? Whatever, I don't care. Documentation is stupid. When true, the regex will match the end of the string. Okay, sure, whatever. We'll just leave the default on. I don't even care about anything. Okay, let's go back to, to path match. Okay, so we installed path match. Let's, but I just wanted to help people fix the documentation, you know? I feel like that's a pretty good thing to want to do. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna allow this. We're gonna say path match, and then we're gonna do path match route. Wait, no, because what we want to pass in there. Oh no, yeah, that is what we want. Okay, so we're gonna say let match equal this, and then we're going to do match okay, so we'll say params equals match, and we're going to pass in a path name, and then we're going to get back, so we're going to say if params equals false, or we're just going to say no, we're going to say if params, right? So we're going to do the happy path. So we'll say if params, then return params and break. I don't know if we need a break. Do we need a break? We don't need a break, right? If we're returning out of a for loop, right? We can just return. JS, return for loop. Yeah, okay. Okay, nice. And then we're gonna, I think that's all we're gonna do, because then if it doesn't find one, we're just gonna return undefined. That's fine. I don't care about that case. Okay, so we're gonna get the params from a path name. So we get our routes, get our route object, get the actual like route from that. That's gonna be something like that, and then we're gonna do a match. We're gonna create like a match. And then we're going to call that on the path name, and then we're going to get params, and if params, we're going to return params. Awesome. Okay, so let's import this. So we're in here, we're going to go, I'm going to do this, get params from path name, dash case, get params from path name, okay. And we're going to do this down here. So we're going to do get params from path name. We'll move this up here because now it's different from everything. Okay, so we get the params from the path name. Let's, we can't console log. Well, we can. Let's console log the params here, see if it's actually working at all. Oh, I need to add, I need to create an add button in that template. Man, I missed this keyboard shortcut I used to have that would reveal the current file in the sidebar. I don't have it anymore because I reinstalled Sublime like an idiot. Okay, so we've got index here, we've got to-do list here. So let's just, yeah, whatever. We'll just create this here. And we'll, I don't know, we'll just pretend that this is where it's inserting it, just so we don't get any errors. Okay, so we got that. Let's, and this is just so we can test the params. So we'll click that, And then on the back end, we got a bigger. No, we got something. Whoa! What? Okay, but we got an undefined there, and not found there. That's fine. But I mean, it's probably working, right? I mean, well, I mean, it's definitely working. I just don't know if we can get the ID. But we actually need data in our database before we can get something with an ID. So that's okay. Um, that is awesome. I guess we might actually have data. Let's check Jane's data here. Yeah, we do have an ID. So let's pass that in here. Nice. Yeah, we're getting it. We're getting the params. Whew, okay, not so hard. That wasn't so bad. That was pretty easy. Thank you very much, Solvin, for helping with that, because that was... no, cancel. That was very helpful. That was awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let's go to our to-dos. Well, let's see. Okay. Oh, wait. No. Let's just finish up this to see if there's anything else. So params username is going to give us the username from parameters. Hey, Mighty Core 1, how's it going? What are you working on today? Query. So this isn't going to give us the query parameters. So we need to npm parse query. Yeah. Okay, and we're actually going to need to go back to the URL thing. Because can we get the query thing from here, the query string? Query. Huh, it doesn't give us the query string. Oh, search. It does. It's just search. Mighty Core, how's it going? What have you been up to these days? Yeah. Search. MyURL.search. Okay, so location.search is going to give us this, and then queryString.parse is going to give us the query parameters exactly how we want them. Awesome. It even parses hashes, huh? Okay, so let's install this. I don't know if there's an... Let's see if maybe there's an easier way to do it. Parse query string. Because maybe there's a built-in way to do it. There is. No, there's not. They say install this. Oh no, there is a built-in way. This is with a dash. This is built in. Decode, encode, escape, parse. Parse will give us this from this. Query string. What do we pass in? Query string like this. Can I pass it in with the question mark? Well, there's only one way to find out, right? We just test it. Let's do the, there's like a require bin thing. There's another one, right? There's a one that I really like. I think require bin's pretty good, but am I zoomed in? Did Google's font get bigger? I feel like my Google page was zoomed in. Run kit, that's the one I like. I don't know why I like it better than require bin, to be honest. Okay, let's sign in with GitHub. Okay, so we're gonna create a new notebook. And, oh wait, I think I'll have access to this, even though it's a node thing. Yep, built in. Okay, cool. So then we're gonna do queryString.parse, and let's pass in this person's example. Okay, so it didn't work. Oh, okay, you're telling me that there is a thing built in. URL, search params. But I need an object. Does this give me an object? Oh, it is an object. Is that what it just said? It's an object. Okay. Read and write access. Okay, let's see what it gives us. Oh wait. Oh shoot. What is this? What? Wasn't this just working? Module not found. Did I edit something? Get params. Cannot find module get params from path name. Okay, that's there. Oh, it's because I'm supposed to look up here and then into utils. Okay, and then let's test it one more time. Params isn't right. Params is a function. Why is it a function? Get params. Sorry, Mighty Core, you are being super helpful, but I am not quite ready to work on that. Params is a function. What? Wasn't this just working? Why do I feel like this is crazy? This was just working. This was like we were just getting the params. Ooh, yeah. Like right here, we were getting the params. There was nowhere else it was coming from. Then, I don't know, whatever. I guess let's just figure this out. So, params equals match. We're using path match, so let's go back to that. And I should be able to get the match by passing in path match, passing in a route, which we do, and then params equals match path name, right? So then I should have params equals false, or it's an object. What did I do? What did I change? I feel like I changed something and I didn't realize that I changed it. Let's just see what path name is. I don't think this is the solution. I don't think this is really what's happening. So yeah, it's just that param. I mean, I guess I could just try calling params, right? See what it returns. It returns false. What is going on? I really have no idea. Oh, you know what I did do? I replaced this. So if I go back to without the 1, 2, 3, and now I do, yeah, now I'm kind of, now I'm getting it. Let's get rid of this console login here. That was kind of screwing me up every time. Okay, let's clear this. Let's do that. So we have okay. Yeah, I guess the first question is why do I have to call this params? That shouldn't be necessary according to the docs. I should be able to call match on a path name, and I'm calling match on a path name, and I should be getting back. I should be getting back an object. The weirdest thing is I feel like it was just working, but I have to let go of that. I have to let go of the fact that I thought it was just working. I feel like I did something really weird though to screw this up. Like maybe like I overwrote some, I don't know, some keyword, like some like reserved keyword or something. Yeah. Okay. So I know this isn't going to work, but I just want to see it again. It's a function. Why is it a function? Hey, hey, Dings Bums, how's it going? I'm actually very confused by this. I feel like I'm doing this right, but I guess let's just console log it all, right? So let's just console log, like 444, just so we know which line it is, and we're gonna do route object, route match, params, and params. Okay. So let's try this. We're going to clear this. We're going to go back here. We're going to click add. Okay, so the first thing we get is the route. Oh, we're getting a bunch. Wait, what? What is happening here? So we should be getting a bunch, I think. Oh. So we're matching the like top level route, just like the index route. Full C Soku 727. Hi, how are things going? I found your Pen4 channel here on Twitch. Pretty good. Do I know you? Anyways, welcome to the stream. If there's anything you want to know about, I am going through a little bit of a hard time right now figuring out framework for making. I am about to design panels, overlays, face cam, and offline screen. Oh wait. Oh. You're man, are you one of those people who's just trying to sell a service? Man, I thought you were excited. I thought you were genuinely excited. But you're just trying to sell design panels, overlays, and an offline screen. It's okay. I don't need the service. If you're here to learn about the framework, that's awesome though. Welcome to the stream. Okay, so let's see. Username Jane undefined. Where is that one coming from? I don't want another console log. Oh, here we go. Right here. Okay, so we'll save that one. So let's clear it again, and then just click. Okay, so I think what's happening is that it's matching this first route, which doesn't make sense to me because the the path name that's coming in is /Jane/to-do list. So let's actually test this out. So let's go to run kit again. Let's create a new notebook, and let's do path match, and we're going to experiment here. So this is going to be our path name. And then, where is our code? Okay, here we go. So we're going to do this and then this. And then we're going to console log params. Oh, we need a route. Okay, so let's just do that. So it's returning a function. How come? Oh, I thought it was working before, but it totally wasn't working before. I thought it was working before because I had this console log over here, which was logging the params that Express is parsing for me. And so I was reloading the page, I think, I don't know, maybe, and then I was clicking the new button. I don't know. I think that's my best guess, but I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure. Okay, but anyways, this is what we have so far. So we have a function. If we run it, I don't know why I should have to run this, but we're going to get false. Well, that's good at least. So match, so param, but I thought, parse, wait, yeah, and we're getting the path name. And then we're just calling match on the overall thing, right? And then it should be set to false. We should have the IDs. Why do I need to... Well, I guess what we could do is just test it, right? So we'll just do username, and then we'll do to-do list, and we'll run this. And it says still false. So this, oh, you know what it is? You know what it is? It could be this part. It could be these, maybe it's expecting a function when you first define it. So let's just pass in like an empty object. Params is not a function now. Nice. This is more along the lines of what we expect. Okay, I guess so. I guess that's what it expects, some kind of options object to be passed in with it. I mean, that makes sense, right? If it's returning, I don't know what you call this, but like a function that expects something in order to return a function. I don't know what that's called, but yeah. So we're just gonna go with the defaults. So we're just passing in an empty object. Okay, good. So now it should work. Ay, what a crazy thing. Okay, so now this should work. So let's save this. Let's clear our terminal. Let's click this again. Params is not a function. Okay, yep, that makes sense. Okay. Let's clear it again. Go back here, click as do. Okay, so we got a bunch back from here. So we're looping through all these routes. I actually don't care about the route object. So let's undo this. Refresh, click this. Okay, cool. So we get a bunch of falses. We got a bunch of falses because oh my goodness. Jeez, really no one is watching the stream because I am passing a 0 in here every time. I'm not passing in. So I'm getting the first. I was literally getting the first route every single time looping through. Okay. Okay, let's clear this. Let's go back here. Click add to do. Unhandled reference error. Okay, that's fine. We're okay with this because that's after this. So we get false, 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 and then we get this one, and then we get the, okay, so now it's actually working. It wasn't actually working before. We were doing so many things wrong. Hey, Salvin. So I don't know if you left around the time when we thought we got it working, but that was a completely false alarm or false success, but now it's actually working. It turns out when we require this library, we have to pass in an initial options object in order to get the actual function we were expecting. If we don't pass this in, then then we end up with one level of function removed from where we want to be, which screws everything up. Okay, so now we should have the parameters. We should have the username. Now we just need to get the query. Okay, so is this the object that wanted the strict? Yeah, but I think it defaults to not strict. Let's see. So if I do this, I do that. Yeah, it's still gonna match it. So I think it defaults to not strict. So I think we're good. But we do have this unhandled promise rejection thing, but that's fine. Okay, so let's go to GitHub, even though we haven't completed this stuff, because we have made a lot of progress. So matching, we'll say improving the new endpoint. And the first thing we did was we got getting the referrer path name, and then parsing the referrer path name for route parameters. Okay, nice. Cool. Okay, so I think we can just send this in. Okay, so the next part is these query parameters. So Mighty Core, if you're still on, I'm going to be taking your advice, or I think. We're going to be looking at search params. So let's go in here, and we're going to search. We're going to look at refer URL. And let's actually just make sure I don't have any like weird console, or why did I change in here? Oh, I just removed a console lock. Okay, cool. Oblivionaire, how's it going? Or Oblivioner, how's it going? What are you up to? What do you like to do? What are you working on? Okay, so I don't have any weird console logs. So we're just going to look at this request URL in here. So let's send that in. And we're going to see what is returned. Blockchain Explorer. That sounds pretty epic. That sounds awesome. Um, what kind of things are you interested in exploring? Are you building anything on the blockchain? Are you I know there's like a lot of different blockchain technologies right now. Are you helping? Are you like helping to build things on one of the blockchains, or just researching? Or tell us more about that. We would love to know. Okay, so oh wait, did I just get the? Oh, that's just the URL. We want the parse version. So let's do parse. We'll clear that. We'll go here, refresh, add to do. Go here. It's a web app that communicates with the blockchain daemon, Node.js, MongoDB backend, Vue.js frontend. So like any blockchain daemon is, or is it like a specific implementation, right? Because there's like what 10,000 different blockchain implementations, right? for a certain altcoin, but all that are forked from Bitcoin should work. Oh, nice, cool. And what does it do? What does your web app do? Does it help people like browse the blockchain or find things on the blockchain? So we have these search params here. Okay, cool. So let's try attaching some search params. So we'll do like that, and then that. So we'll load that, and then if we click this, what do we get for search params? Okay, so this is not exactly an object, but maybe we can convert it into an object. JS convert to object. JSON parse. Let's see. Convert search params, or URL search params. No, this isn't what I want exactly. Okay, this is probably what I want. URL search params, entries for each, get all, has keys set sort to string, values. Well, does not parse full URLs. Well, okay. Convert object like to object JavaScript. How is the framework going? The framework's going really, really well. I'm very satisfied with it right now, but I'm feeling a bit impatient because I want it, like basically I have all these cleanup tasks to do right here under restructure framework. And a lot of them are like kind of high level things just to make the framework easier to use. But I want to get to these other parts of the roadmap around like finishing the documentation, building out a documentation site, setting a launch date, kind of more exciting stuff that I've been building up to for the past like 6 months. So yeah, so I'm feeling a little impatient right now. So Mighty Core 1 says, is this is? Or ls? I don't know what you're saying. Oh, entries. Really? Entries. Let's see. Entries. Entries, if I can spell. It returns an iterator though. Oh. Let's see. Wait, search. What was it again? Search params entries. Okay. Refresh that, or no, we don't need to refresh it. We just need to click this. It's an iterator. That's yeah, no, we want the object. We would just want an object. I think we could probably just use what it returns by default. I think we could just use this because we're just passing the. I think as long as it's object-like, it's gonna probably be fine. But what does it return again if there's nothing there? Search param. So it does. It's going to return an empty thing. What'd you say? Oh man, am I gonna watch TI9? Yes, I'm gonna watch the heck out of TI9. I love Dota. Have I talked about Dota before on the stream? Have you been here for that? Hold on one second. I'm gonna grab a glass of water. I haven't drank in a while. It's like a $30 million tournament. Yeah, the winners are gonna get like, it's like 10 million or 12 million now, and then everyone else is gonna split the rest of it. So it's a huge tournament, for Dota. Yeah. Do they? 3 million per player, so 3 times 5, so 15. The winners get 15, really? Thought the winner prize pool was a little bit less. But still, I mean, it's huge either way. It started off at $1 million, and now it's up to $33 million. But like its first year, the winners just got 1 million. But now it's like blown past everything. I am actually. I've been. It kind of feels weird to admit, but yeah. I've been playing for like 15 years since Dota 1. Since it was just like a mod on Warcraft 3. Yeah, I've been playing since you could. The first memory I have of it is you could buy the Aegis. I play a lot of Clockwork. Clockwork's like my best hero, but because like higher ranked players never want to play support, I usually end up playing support because it's just the easiest role to get good at because no one ever wants to play it. So I play like a lot of Jakiro and Warlock and Disruptor. Disruptor's my favorite. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man, you don't want to know. I because it's like it's not that good for 15 years, but it's like four. I'm hovering around 4,100, so it's not that good. I'm like an ancient 7 right now. So I don't know. Yeah, it's not bad, but I feel like for 15 years I should have probably taken a little bit more seriously. Object from entries. Here's Mighty Core trying to get me to do work. Dude, thank you for keeping me focused. Can you really do that? You can just... Okay, so let's see. So, object from entries. Can I call this on an array of arrays? Huh. Or wait, no. I don't want to call it from array of arrays. I want to call it on an object. an object-like thing. Yeah, that's not going to work. I don't think this will work. So if I do this, is this what you were saying? URL params. Search, yeah, search params, right? That's the one. I don't think this is going to work because it's already object-like. I really think that I probably don't even need to do anything with it. Oh wait, I don't even have my parameters in there anymore. It did work. Okay, whatever, dude. Okay, but why? Okay, why does it work? Seriously. I feel like an idiot now. Why does? Because it's. Okay, let's see. Object from entries. Obviously, I don't know what this does. Does it can it take in some kind of a list? It takes in a list of key value pairs, but that's not what we passed it. We didn't pass it a list of key value pairs. It will take an iterable, such an array or a map. So if we look at URL search params, what is this? Is it an iterable? I don't know. It doesn't say it's an iterable. I guess it works though. I don't know. You know what I'd feel safer doing? Is just calling object on it. Would this work? Can I just do this? Can you do that? Is that a I don't even know if that's a thing. Is that a thing? How do I even get, like, let's see. Let's go to this one. How do I get it? I wonder what this will give me for the URL. That'd be interesting. Oh, we could just get it here. So we'll do this. So we'll just say, who are you rooting for? I am rooting for, well, I don't know. I love Liquid just because Miracle's always super fun to watch. But I feel like they're really not doing well. So I'll probably just like switch over to Secret because I don't know, they're just always good. But no, I don't know. I think it would be really sweet if OG won again because that was just the coolest tournament ever last year. I think it's not going to be possible to beat last year's tournament. And let's see. I think it would be pretty epic if Matumba Man won with Chaos. That would be like a dream, but I don't think they will. Who am I rooting for though? I don't know. I just watch for good games. That's so. Wait, what am I doing? He is so cancer. Every time I watch him, I'm just like, what the heck? Like, what the heck is your problem, dude? He's so toxic about everything. I really can't get behind CC. No matter how well he's playing or whatever, I just can't get behind him. Oh, you know what? I would go for EG because they kind of seem like underdogs. They've never won TI. I feel like Sumail's talented enough. Arteezy like needs to actually play with his team, but whatever. Oh, they did. You're right. I remember that. Okay. No, but it was without Arteezy. So it wasn't quite EG, right? I don't know. Yeah, I think it would be cool if Arteezy won. I think I would like to see him smile. You know, I think that would make my day. Yeah. Okay. I should get back to this though. To actual coding. Yeah. Why isn't this parsing as an object? Can I get? this. Okay, so I can. So if I do search params, but it's not returning anything. Oh, I just have to expand it? No. It's not, but I do have search params in there. Maybe it doesn't like localhost? But I mean, no. Why isn't this working? Anyone know why this? Because it is working for this, right? Like if I go here, let's clear this. I do that. We are getting the search params. Oh, and the object thing does do it. It does convert it. But yeah, I'm getting this here. No, I don't play on a Mac. I have a PC. I have a PC that I bought specifically for Dota. That's how bad. That's how bad my Dota addiction is. That sounds super sad when I say it out loud. But I mean, to be honest, it is like the most fun game I've ever played. What does PC for Dota need? Well, I don't know. I mean, back when I bought it, it was pretty specced out, but now it's not. Now it's like whatever. I mean, it's quad core and it's got like a decent graphics card. But you know, I bought it. It was like it wasn't like the max of the max when I bought it, but it was a little below that. Maybe like a $1,200 machine, and but this I bought it like in 2013 or something. This was a while ago. Yeah. Well, then the better you have, the better it'll run. Okay. I should get back to work though. I'm not gonna talk about Dota anymore. I'm sorry. I could like if this was a Dota stream, I could talk forever about Dota, but I should actually code. Okay, so I guess I'll just use the thing that that what is it? Mighty Core was saying. So object from entries, I have no idea why this works, but whatever, right? Whatever, right? You don't need to know how everything works. I really like knowing how things work, but that's fine. We don't need to know how everything works. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so now we've got the query from the URL, and we've got the username. That's fine. We're gonna get that. This is fine. We're gonna get that. Request.user. I think we'll get that. Yeah, we'll definitely get that. We'll get that. Page author. Yep. Okay. We got that. Is author. Boom. This data page author params. That looks good. Add unique IDs to data. True. Or wait. Yeah, true. Okay. And then username from params and page author. Okay. And then, yeah, let's console log this now. So we don't have any other console logs in here, right? What's the other one? Oh, it's const. Okay. So we'll save that. We'll clear out our console, our terminal. We'll refresh this, and we're gonna click this. Okay, pre-processed data is not defined. That makes sense, because I don't think I defined that here. Okay, so we're gonna get it from here, and we're gonna plug it into there. Some video I was watching today was like, you should really alphabetize your like imports. Also, you should definitely. I think they didn't mention this, but I think it's because no one would do this. But you shouldn't mix requires with with like ES6 imports or whatever. But whatever. I'm a cowboy, I guess. I really do want to fix that, but whatever. I really like imports, but then like some things I just like copying and pasting from the, and like you never know if this is gonna support import or not, you know? So whatever. We'll just leave it for now. Okay, so we got this. Well, let's clear it again. Let's do this. Click add. Okay, boom. So now we've got the data. We've got the params. We've got the query. We've got the path name. We've got the current item of undefined. That's fine. But here's the thing. We're going to actually pass in an ID so that we can get a current item, so that we can test that this actually works. What? I can't find the ID. Okay, let's actually bring that up again so I can just scroll back. Okay, good. So let's go into our data, and I believe we're using Jane. So we're going to get that ID. We're going to plug that in there. Boom. Let's clear this again. Click, and boom. Now we've got current item. Nice. Parent item. Boom. Current user. Boom. I'm going to stop saying boom now. Page author. Same one. App data. Yeah, matches. Is page author. True. And the ID. It works. Yeah, that's super exciting. I should probably increase the size of this, huh, so you guys can see it. It's going to mess me up later, but whatever. Sacrifices. Okay, so let's say it works. So let's actually delete this console log first. So now, okay, so what this means, so obviously we already had all of this data in the like rendered routes. So like if you're just rendering a page, it's like whatever, you're already going to have access to the query parameters and the parameters and all that stuff. But this gives us access to all those things when we're rendering a new template on the server, and then passing that back into the front end so that we can insert it into the DOM, into an existing page. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty nifty. I wasn't super confident that I was going to be able to do that relatively quickly, and I think we did it relatively quickly. It was a few little hiccups here and there. But we'll say new route now supports params query. Let's see. And by the way, Mighty Core, I really appreciate it a lot. You're like always helpful. Every time on stream, I feel like you know your stuff really well. So I really appreciate that. And we'll say current item. Yep, definitely. Okay, we'll commit this. Boom. Okay, so the next step, so we did all that. We're all done with that. We don't need to know anything else about that kind of stuff. And we're going to go back here to here. Oh, wait. No. We were working on our major issues in here. Okay, so we did this one. This is a big one. So let's add this to our to-dos because it was huge. Okay, cool. So now let's add this to our working on. I think after this, I'm gonna head out, guys. I haven't even actually been streaming for that long, have I? Was it 1? Did I start at 1? I should go for like another hour. Okay. In every page template, the developer needs to decide if this. Yeah, no, seriously, you have no idea. Like it's true. It's true. I have a call like later tonight, and I'm like thinking, oh, maybe I could get in a little Dota before that. Yeah, you got to keep me in check, dude. Forsaken GM, you gotta like make sure, I don't abuse my my power. I should work and then play. Okay, so in every page template, the developer needs to decide if this page have a static, let's correct this, has a static or a dynamic and a dynamic version or just one. The variable data is available and we set to null or an object. The developer can check to see if it's present and then render the dynamic portion of a page, or they can check if it's not present and render the static portion of a page. If the page is purely static, doesn't need app data, then no conditionals are necessary. Okay, yeah, this is super confusing. So I think I decided on something else instead of this. Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, working on Remake is some of the most fun I've ever had. So um, my goal is actually to transition to like working instead of playing video games, but my task is to make my work as fun or more fun than video games. And so I haven't quite gotten there yet, but I am hoping to get there within like the next 5 years. And then I'll give up Dota entirely and I'll just focus on stuff that's, more real world, more affecting the real world, but is also super fun. That's my goal anyways. I might be playing Dota when I'm 80, but I kind of hope that I won't. Although I guess it could be kind of fun if they create like a virtual reality version of Dota. It's going to be pretty hard. No, I don't know. I don't think I'm not sure I'll win 33 million. Those guys are so good. Um, yeah. Okay, so I think I just need to add this to the documentation. This isn't actually like a task. So let's just archive that. And then in the documentation, let's just say, um, on, or let developers know on in templates where you need to have in templates where you need to render app data as well as not as well as in templates where you need to render app data where you have dynamic content, but where you also need to show no, this is a bad way of saying it. Okay, so basically I want to say like on the home page, right, just at the root path, if you're logged in, you should be able to see dynamic content, whereas if you're not logged in, you should be able to just see like the static content, right? So let developers know in a template that's responsible for rendering app data as well as a static page, for example, the home page, you can use the template variable page author to check if the page contains app data, or we'll say dynamic data. I can reword this to be better, but that's like easy enough for me to understand when I come back to it later, and it's not like terrible. If I just said that on a documentation page, I feel like someone could kind of parse it out eventually. It might take them a couple minutes. And that's not the goal I have for documentation, but whatever. For now, it's okay. Okay, so, oh yeah, here's the thing. Add a new variable to templates. Page has app data, especially useful on the index page. It's just an alias for the Boolean version of page author. I love that idea. Okay, so let's let's grab that and say that here. So instead of page author, we're going to do that one. Okay, now let's implement this. This should be incredibly easy to implement because all we're going to need to do is paste it in and do double exclamation point page author. And we'll have to do it there because that's when that's the data that the partial is going to get. And then we have to do it here too because this is the data that the page is going to get. And that's it. Boom, implemented. I'm not even going to check it. I should really check it. I mean, if page author is working, this is going to work. Yeah, okay. So added template variable. Page has app data. Boom, done. Okay, one to do out of the way. Get the save endpoint working and get the new endpoint working. Okie dokie. This is a little bit harder. I think I have it mostly working. Yeah, well, actually, I've only worked with JavaScript, so I don't actually think it's a bad language. I know a lot of people think think it is, but like it's the only thing I really know inside and out. So I feel like I'm an expert at something that a lot of people think is really bad. And so like, well, I don't think it's bad. I think if I like program regularly in Python, I would probably dread programming in JavaScript. But since it's the only thing I know, it's like, I don't, what do you mean it's bad? Like I say, like with, what do you call it? When someone's like traumatized, but like likes the person who imprisoned them. I forget what that's called. It's like some effect or something. You know, like if someone's like, I don't know, whatever. But yeah. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, so the next one is we're gonna get the index page and we're gonna see if we can save data. So what are we gonna do? Let's delete this for now and just save the page. And then let's refresh the page. And then, oh wait, we can't save it. You used to like JavaScript too, but after using strongly typed languages for a bit, I don't think I could ever go back to it for a real project. Yeah, I get that. I kind of get the feeling I might feel similarly after a while. But I do kind of actually, I'm getting used to like kind of the idiosyncrasies of JavaScript. And I think I'm pretty quick at building things pretty quickly. I do think types would make me feel a little safer in general, but again, since I've never used them, I think I've just gotten used to doing without. I kind of like the idea that undefined, null, empty strings, like they're all falsy, you know, so like I can like there's things you can do to just kind of like default to things that make sense. No, it's totally fine. I like having conversations about this stuff too. Okay, so let's add like a little bit of data to the page. So we're gonna add like a to-do item. So we'll just say like to-do, and we're just gonna hard code this in here, even though we wouldn't normally do this. But I just want to see if I can get some data saving. So we're gonna just say data o type equals object. So this is gonna create an object inside of a list because we have the list or the array up there. And then we're going to do data o key text, and we're going to set this to like get, we'll say like go to the moon. That's going to be our first to do. And then in order to trigger this and get it saving, we're going to do data I editable. Um, and we're going to set that equal to text, and then single, I think it's text single line. I think that's the editable area. Okay, cool. So we'll refresh this, and oh yeah, we have to say go to the moon in here so that we have something to click on. Okay, cool. So we'll click on that. We'll put an exclamation point in here, and then we'll save that. It didn't sync or anything, but we're just testing the data saving. So let's look at our data. We're going to go inside of Remake data. We're going to go into Jane, because that's who we're logged into as right now. Is that who we're logged in? Well, yeah. Hi, Jane. Okay, so it did not save. So maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't get this working as well as I thought I did. I thought this was working, but maybe not. So let's see. Let's check our network tab and go. Oh, we didn't even call a save. Oh, we didn't even. Yeah, because we don't have a save attribute on the page. Okay, this is something I'm actually thinking about getting rid of. Is like requiring a save attribute. I just want it to default to saving. But yeah, for now we'll do this, and we'll do default save. Okay, cool. Cool. So that should work now. Boom, boom, save endpoint. Did we get a response? App name. Wait, I thought I got rid of. Oh, I did get rid of app name, but it's still the. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Okay. Too many things to focus on at once. I want to first get rid of app name because it shouldn't be there. So we're going to do npm link, and then just ignore those high severity things for now. Did I exit this? Okay, and we're going to do npm link remake.js. Okay, let's try running this again. Let's see if it gets rid of the app name thing. Yeah, it stinks. But I think if we just run npm audit fix, I need to look into this more. Like, what does this actually do? I really don't know what it does. But for now, we're just developing locally, and no one's using this in production yet, so we're fine. But like, I don't understand, like, how? You know, like, is it ever dangerous? Is it ever gonna break your app? Okay, good. So now we're not passing in the app name. You've used it once, it fixed the problems. Yeah, no, I've done it too before, and it feels like it's like not harmful. Like it feels like it just fixes the problems without doing anything bad. But I would just like to know more details about it. You know, just like, because I know some of the time it's like complaining about properties being added to the prototypes of like native objects or primitives, and like how would you even fix that, right? You know, if the library relies on it. Yeah, I just want to make sure that I'm not breaking anything. Also, I feel like a lot of the vulnerabilities are like overstated. You know, like I don't care if something's like extending the native object prototype. You know, like I kind of care, but like whatever, right? And they put that as like a high severity, problem. Whereas I feel like it's not a high severity problem. I feel like the only high severity problems I care about is like, can someone hack my website? You know. So I feel like they overstate things a little bit. Okay, but who knows? I don't know. Maybe they don't. Okay, so we're passing this to the endpoint. Let's see if we're actually saving the data. Let's go to Jane. Nope, we're not saving the data. Oh wait, we got an error in the console, that's why. Okay, array to search.find is not a function. Yeah. Special deep extend, 1560. Okay, let's go to our save endpoint. So we're gonna go to the save endpoint right here, and so we pass this test. We get the incoming data, right? Because we're definitely passing that in as data, and it's coming in as an array. We're not passing in a save path. We're not passing in a save by ID. So it's calling this. In the existing data, okay, this is, I think, where we're running into a problem. The existing data is, I think, not an array. The existing data is an object. And then we're passing in incoming data, which is an array. And yeah, Remake really doesn't like that. So when you do a special deep extend on that, it's going to say, is target an array? If so, target for each matching source child find by ID in the source. Okay, so I think right here, so if we have an array, if the target is an array, and the source is not an array, then I think right here, what I'm going to do, I'm going to say like, if is array source, so if it's not an array, then we're just going to rewrite source to be an array. I might regret that later, but I think it's fine. So this should fix the problem. The thing is, it's really difficult to decide what to do when we're saving data and the data that exists there already is of a completely different type. If we're like trying, I guess what I could do is I could say that the top level data always has to be an object, but I don't want to enforce that. I want to allow it to be an array. So if it could be an array or an object at the top level, then if your existing data is an object, how do you extend that with an array? You can't, right? I guess you could, right? You could loop through. So if your new data is an array, you could loop through the new data, and then you could deeply loop through the original object and search for IDs. But whatever, I'm not going to do that right now. So we're just going to do this outside of the for each. Yes. You are absolutely right. Yes. Well, yeah. I think this this function makes a lot of assumptions. That really does make a lot of assumptions. Whatever. Okay. Well, we're gonna do this. Yeah, you're totally right about that. I'm just thinking about kind of high level what I'm doing with this. Okay. Let's explain this, I guess. So we're gonna overwrite the source if the data types don't match. Special, we'll say this, I don't know, this function, I don't know. We'll just say that, whatever. At least it's some kind of explanation. We'll say like, would prefer not to do this. But again, like I'm not super worried about it because I feel like 99% of the time, your top level data is not going to change from one moment to another, you know, without you like reorganizing it intentionally somehow, you know? So I feel like it's probably okay. Okay, so let's do that. Let's save it. Let's see what data, or let's see if we got any errors. We didn't get any errors. Did we get our new data? So if we look in Remake Data, we look in Jane, boom, we've got it. Slight problem here. We don't have any IDs attached to this. So this should have an ID. Yeah, no, it definitely worked. I mean, it worked as I expected, but so what I do is when you render the page, I add IDs to everything. Yeah, I guess this makes sense. Because the thing is we're hard coding this to do in here, and you wouldn't hard code this to do if it's like a new app. Like this wouldn't make sense. You would never build an app like this where there would be just a hard coded to do. Yeah. So I feel like this is fine. This is fine. Because if we just refresh the page now, we're gonna have an ID on it. Nope. Just trying to prove me wrong, framework, huh? Really? We don't have an ID on this. Okay, so what's happening? Let's look at this. I need to research this because I feel like this should be definitely getting an ID. Let's go into Remake, go into rendered routes. Oh, I think I know what it is. Yeah, we're not at a user route. I think so. The issue is that there's no page author, right? Because we're not at like /Jane. So if we're at /Jane, now it's gonna, yeah, now it'll add the ID. Yep. So now we have an ID. Because it's a non-dynamic route, but I was trying to do dynamic things on a non-dynamic route. This is framework development is so hard because like I feel like if I explain this to someone, like, oh, this is a non-dynamic route, people are going to be like, what are you talking about? Get out of my, like, just like, I don't want to, like, they just want it to be super simple, I don't want to have to describe things as like, this is dynamic and this isn't dynamic and you have to do this at this special time or whatever. I feel like if you have to do that, your framework doesn't work, right? So I feel like if I'm at the basic route, like the whatever this is, I still don't know what to call this. Like it's just the / route, but whatever. When you're at this, I feel like some warning should come up where it's like, yo, you don't have, was there a raid? Yeah, okay, the root route. So when you're at the root route, hey, welcome to all the new people, Lickthor and everyone. So yeah, when you're at the root route, I feel like there should be a warning if you try to include dynamic content that like expects to be saved on that route, right? Like if I do this, right, it should be like, hey dude, I don't know what to do with that. But instead, it saves it, I think. Let's see. Yeah, it does save it. And it saves it to the currently logged in user. That's wrong. Yeah, that's just plain wrong. So this isn't something I was thinking about before. But yeah, so we get the user, and then we get their app data, and then we just extend it. But it shouldn't be that. It should be getting the it should be getting the path, seeing if there's a username in there, testing to see if that username matches the existing user, and then if it does, then writing the data. But it shouldn't just, like, you shouldn't be able to define I mean, to be honest, in a regular web app, if you go to, exampleapp.org, right? And let's say this is a web app, right? Yeah. So like on a normal app, if you go to exampleapp.org, right? And that's or .com, whatever. We'll use .com. So, and you're like using this app, you would expect, like, if you're editing stuff, if you're editing your settings or whatever, you could be at just like /settings and you could save your data, right? I mean, that makes sense. But for Remake, it's different. For Remake, you need to actually have the username in the route in order for it to save the data. And the reason for that is because I want all the pages that you're able to edit data on to be shareable. I just think it's a nice usability thing for like ordinary users. Not their settings page, obviously. I mean, unless they're in like a company, right, and they want to share their settings page. But like if you want to like share your to-dos, right, or you want to share your timeline, or you want to share your blog posts, right? Then I want them to just be able to copy this URL and share it with anyone else. Whereas if you could edit your content at just /posts, there's no way to tell who those posts belong to. So if you copy this and you paste it into a chat or whatever, people are going to be like, "What is this? Like I'm seeing my posts. Like you didn't share my post. You didn't share your post. You're just letting me see my posts or see a 404, right?" So I feel like having the username required in there in order to tell which user's post you're talking about is a nice usability thing. So that's why I'm saying, we need to do all this stuff. So this should be pretty easy because we should just be able to copy all of this work that we already did. So awesome. So we're gonna get the refer URL. Then we're going to parse it. Then we're going to get the path. Then we're going to get the params from the path name. And then we're going to get the username from the params. Boom. And then, do we need anything else? Username current. So no, current user is page author. So we are going to need this. So we'll do that down here. So we'll say is page author, and we'll say, let's use current user instead of user, because we use it down below too. So let's just see, user, set user data. So we'll say current user instead, and I think that's all. Oh, by the way, for anyone who's not watching The Boys on Amazon Prime, it's this new show. It's like an anti-Marvel, anti-superhero show. It is really fun and really badass. I'm actually on the finale right now. I haven't watched the finale. Please, no spoilers. But it's a really fun show, especially if you can put up with kind of gruesome violence. It's got like a great plot, great character development. It's really like tongue-in-cheek. It's really just a fun show. I know you probably didn't come here for my TV recommendations, but it is just a really good show. Okay, so we got the username, and then we're going to get it is the page author. And then, so yeah, we're going to get the current user, and then page author. No, we don't have the page author yet. But we don't actually need the page author here, right? In order to tell. You don't like it? Did you try watching the show and you didn't like it? Username from params. Yeah, I think we could just use this. So we could just say if current user and username from params, if current user details username. You love the late game show? What's the late game show? Page author. Yeah, so we're just going to say username from params. Okay, then we're going to know you're the page author. This puts into question well, no, it doesn't. Okay, opposite of early game show, I think. I was just saying that I didn't mind you recommending shows to your audience. Oh, okay, cool. TI8 after TI show. Oh, okay, cool. I appreciate that, S Brunchman. Okay, and let's see. So yeah, so this will tell us if they're the page author, because even if they're passing in a false header, as long as that header matches their username, then they can edit their own data, right? It's still only modifying the data for the current user. Okay, so now we have isPageAuthor, and we're going to get the existing data. So before we do any of this stuff, we're going to just say if isPageAuthor, and then we're going to wrap all of this in here. And yeah, so we'll wrap that, and then we'll do else. And we'll just say response JSON is success equals false. And I guess authorized, or yeah, we'll say like reason, I guess. Reason not. Should we put it? You're gonna go to sleep? Okay. Forsaken, I really appreciate you stopping by, and I hope you are able to sleep for about, I think, what is it, 7 hours? 7 hours so that you can wake up bright and early and watch some Dota. Because I think it starts in about 7 hours, right? So we're going to say not authorized. Not authorized. That's an exciting game. That's a super, super hype game. Okay, have fun, Forsaken. I'll see you on stream tomorrow, maybe. I'll start around noon, I think. So pass that back. Not authorized. And let's try it now. So if we refresh this and we try to do this, now we should get something back that says, wait, no, that's a request. Response. False, reason not authorized. Nice. So now in our, oh, do we want to pop up a notice? Oh, geez. This gets complicated. Okay, let's commit this code first because we did some good work here. So we'll say making sure user is page owner before saving data. Okay, so we'll pass that in. Okay, so now we've got that. So what do we do with this, right? Because the framework, I don't really want the framework to handle I don't really want the framework to handle like popping up a notice to the user. I would rather like the person building the site do that. I wish there was like a built-in alert that was just like standard and nice, like, and you know, it just like a toast. You know, there is a toast element coming, but I wish there was just like a simple JavaScript API where it could just be like toast dot error, you know, and then just send something. Because that I wouldn't feel bad building into the framework, you know, and then you could just like disable it or whatever, just pass in false. But I don't feel good about like bringing in a whole toast library and then like, you know, having that be part of the front end code. Taln Tid says, do you do this for your own use or for others to use? What is the end game? It takes so much time, and time is money. So if you aren't getting paid for it, is the value the money you save in the future? That's a really good question that I have struggled with myself. But I think the place where I would kind of like take issue with is the time is money part. I think so. I think you're right. Time is money. Time is valuable, right? But if you have like time equals money, and then you have like money equals like why do you want money, right? You might want like basic needs, right? But then you have like plus money is equal to possibilities, right? You just have more choices. So yeah, so basic needs plus house, whatever, plus like family. So you can live when you can't work. But then if you get like a ton of money, you have possibilities, right? You can like start companies, you can contribute to different things, you can start missions, whatever. Like you could do whatever you wanted. So one of these things of a possibility would be creating a framework, creating a custom framework that I love working on. And so why do I need to go through this exchange of time to money to money to possibilities if I can just do this part without the money? I mean, I make enough. I work 3 days a week for a company, and it makes me more than enough to survive. So I can spend this extra time doing something that I love to do. So that's basically what it comes down to, is that like I'm just not doing that kind of in between exchange where I'm trying to build up enough money so that I can have the freedom to eventually do what I want. I'm just saying, nah, I'm willing to not make as much money right now in order to just do the stuff that I really like. Yeah, I mean, that's true too, but I wouldn't say that's the main reason why I'm building a framework. Uh, but yeah, I think that's totally a really good side effect. Um, well, no, it is a hobby, but I would not be upset if I made a few $1 million from this hobby down the road. I mean, I'm putting in this effort up front, and I am having a lot of fun, and I'm releasing this open source. So I'm not exactly expecting to make a ton of money off of this. But if I happened to make $5 million from this over the next 10 or 20 years by creating a web service around it and letting people create web apps very quickly, and it ended up taking off and getting super popular, I would not be saddened by that. Let's just say that. Um, so yeah, there is a money making avenue here for me, and I think I will fully take advantage of that if and when I can, and if it makes sense. But that's not my primary motivation working day to day. Um, but I wouldn't characterize it as just a hobby. I think I am, I'm working towards a lot of goals, and I think even if um, I just change the way people build web apps. Uh, Awesome, JD Hirsch, I really appreciate it. And Forsaken GM, you can. I think there will probably always be like a web service for free, but even if there isn't, I'll give you access for at least a while. Um, what did Taylor Outwell do? Tell us about that. I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with them. But yeah, Forsaken GM, you can definitely get a year free of the web service at least. Oh, okay, yeah. I've heard really, really good things about. What's your MMR, Forsaken? Also, I thought you went to bed. um, Not hating or anything, I'm glad you're here. Maker of Laravel. Yeah, I've heard like nothing but amazing things about. Uh, I've heard nothing but amazing things about Laravel. I wish I actually knew PHP because I know they just made a ton of improvements to Laravel to make it much, much easier to use, and it makes me like really, really jealous of them. You're 7K? Whoa, that's crazy. So, like, have you played with like any of the pro players? You must have, right? Who have you played with? Have you played with like Dendi or uh, I don't know, even like Gork or Sing Sing? You play? That's so cool. Can I please party with you just once? Just once. I just want to play with like Gork or something once. I know I will lose horribly and I would be a major embarrassment. Uh, yeah. One of my friends actually, he's in college right now. He's like much younger than me. He's like 20 or 21 now. But he actually made it into college on a scholarship for playing Dota. And his MMR is like so much higher than mine. Like he started off around the same level as me, like around 4,000, and now he's just like he went like 5,000, 6,000. Now he was like on the top leaderboard at one point. Like he was on the global leaderboard, and oh, that's so cool. They just partied up in a game the other day. I was watching that. I donate to Gork's stream like all the time. I'm like a huge fan of his. I think he's like super super funny. I think sometimes he doesn't mean to be funny, but he's like super super enjoyable to watch. Um, Also, if you've never seen him do Cooking Simulator, you have to watch Gork do the Cooking Simulator. It is the most hilarious thing I've seen in like the last like 2 or 3 years. Like it is so funny. Um, yeah, and he live streams his face too, and he looks literally like a hobo. He looks he looks literally like a hobo playing video games. It's pretty funny. Not that I don't look like a hobo. I look a little bit like a hobo too. That's awesome. That's really cool. Where is he from? He's from like Sweden or something, right? Oh yeah. Where is he from? Whew, okay, so I still haven't figured out what to do with this. I guess what I could do is I could just expose like a callback in the. Uh, oh, no way. That is cool. I didn't know that. So he denies that he's Macedonian? Is that why you unfriended him? Um, that's really cool. I had no idea. Yeah, that's crazy. No, I don't know the Macedonian horror story with the girl. I haven't been watching them from that long. S. Brunchman says, "Yeah, I have to go as well. It's been a pleasure to watch. Looking forward to catch a stream in the future." See ya. See ya at S. Brunchman. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you around. Okay, so yeah, I think what I'll do is I'll like expose a callback thing. We can say if they're, I don't know, it's weird. Um, okay, I will. Uh, Macedonian horse girl quirk. I will search that later. Okay, so let's see. Um, I guess I could just like it would just do nothing by default, but then there's a callback for it, right? The problem is that now like in my default save function, I'm kind of requiring the Yeah, I think I just have to decide that this is a full stack framework, that this isn't just a front end framework, because it's becoming too tightly coupled now. You know, like I'm requiring there to be this property called success, and there to be like a reason thing on it. Or no, actually I'm not. I would just pass this back. Oh, okay, 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 okay. So I could just pass this back. Um, hmm. I don't know about this. Um, yeah, I guess this isn't something the user needs to see. I don't know. You kind of need to see if your data is not being saved. But it should be something that the developer handled. You shouldn't really be able to edit data if you can't save it. Wow, this is a tough one. I don't really know what to do about this. Um, okay, I'm gonna do the callback thing. So let's go into Remake, the underlying framework. So we're gonna go into here, into the Remake.js. We're gonna open this up. Actually, let's add this to our to-dos first, so that we have a thing to check off. Oh, and we did something else in between here. Yeah, let's add these, right? Just make ourselves feel good that we've accomplished stuff. Okay, good. So now there's this new one. What am I doing? Oh yeah, callback. So like expose a callback when the default save function or for when the default save function is called. I don't know, whatever. For after. Okay, expose a callback for after the default save is triggered and a response from the server comes back. Okay, so in Remake the framework, oh yeah, we gotta be watching and building this. So let's go in here and we're gonna do npm run watch. Because I always forget to type this and then it doesn't, it's like I'm making changes but it's not working. What's happening? Okay, so then in index we've got init, so that's gonna go into here. And we're going to have, so we're going to pass in some options data. And then we have on save. Okay, so we have our default save. Where are we going to get the options from? So we need to, where do I include options? Here we go. So we're going to get this here, right? Options data, okay. So we're going to say, after this, we're going to say if options data dot default save callback, then call it. And we're going to just pass it the response. Okay, so now let's go back here. And nope, not that main. So we're going to go in project files, we're going to go in assets. What is the concept that makes Remake different than other frameworks? Is there a mission somewhere? So that's a good question. So if you go to remaketheweb.com, you'll go to a documentation site. and you'll get kind of the basic idea. I haven't updated this in like a month, which means I've had a lot of new thoughts about it. It's full stack, yep. It used to be, you can just use it on the front end, but then you have to implement a bunch of stuff on the back end. So I think it's easier to just say it's full stack. Um, so the basic idea is that the DOM, the HTML, is a tree structure, and JSON is a tree structure. So basically, we make it super easy to turn HTML into JSON, and then to load it again, right? So you have multiple pages with multiple data files on them, and you're just saving all of that to like a giant JSON file. So it's basically like, say you're setting up like a static website for a client, and you make this like beautiful template, and you're like, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to use some kind of CMS like like WordPress or something and build out a template like that? Or what you could do is just tag a few of the elements with some remake properties, and then all of a sudden you have an editable web app that's going to just work out of the box, and the framework's not even required on non-editable pages. So if people are just viewing the pages, they're not editing the pages, you don't even have to load the framework at all. So yeah, it's just a very, very quick way of making pages editable, and you can make some pretty complicated web apps with it. Like we made a Kanban board, we made a progress update tracker, to-do list. We also made an adventure story builder that we don't have here yet, but it was pretty slick. So yeah, you can make a lot of different things with it. Oh yeah, and it automatically attaches unique IDs to objects at every level of the JSON file, so you can actually refer to those objects from like different pages and then save directly to those IDs. So even though you're using a single JSON file for your entire backend, you still have a lot of flexibility around like which object you're referencing and saving to and loading, and yeah, it can be like infinitely nested data, right? So you can have to-do lists inside of to-do lists if you want. It's pretty easy to do something like that. Please tell me if that answered your question. I do need a better way of describing it. Actually, something that might help you a little bit is I did an interview with a developer recently, and he said, "You are the solution to modern front-end frameworks. Whenever someone new joins the project, we have so many abstractions. Just learn Vue, blah, blah, blah. But then you need server-side rendering, caching, databases, whatever. If you can nail the data attribute syntax," I can see this, someone getting proficient really quickly. Main competitor is Vue because they're super simple. And yeah, he also said this, which made me super smile. "I didn't know what to think about Remake at first. It seemed too good to be true, but after looking at it, it looks really cool. I'm going to bet on you, and maybe you'll surprise me." And then this other developer said all of this. But yeah, this is basically the crux of it. There needs to be an easy way to add CRUD functionality to a website. 90% of websites are just CRUD, right? You're just creating, reading, updating, and deleting items from the page. So if you could just add that to a page really quickly with like a super simple framework, why wouldn't you do that? So I think it's especially useful if you're like mainly a designer, like if you're not super strong on the back end, then you're going to be able to add CRUD functionality to your website like super quickly, and then just like have people log in and create their own pages based on that original template. Cool. Nice. Yeah, I need to learn how to describe it more succinctly. Definitely. Definitely. Okay, so let's see. So let's go into our JavaScript, and we're going to go into init. Yeah, totally. I mean, I would prefer like a 1-minute pitch. I think my 1-minute pitch should be like, add CRUD functionality to a website with a few data attributes. Boom, done. But yeah, I think the basic idea is like, you have an HTML and CSS template Do you want to turn that into a web application? Right? And it's like a super cool idea, right? Because like there's so many people that just have these templates, um, but like to make it editable and recreatable by like potentially millions of other people, that's not something that's as easy to do, you know? But I think with Remake it would be. Or at least that's the goal. That's the goal. Okay, so we're going to say this. Um, we're going to get the response. Yeah, I think I will do that eventually once I get the rest of. So like I have this roadmap plan. I think this is linked to from the documentation. I removed it from the documentation. Um, Phew, I should put it somewhere. Um, can I access this? Yeah. Okay. So let's just say I'll put it like right here. Public roadmap. I think that's a really good idea, and I want to do stuff like that, but I really need to focus on like the core framework for a little bit and like the documentation so that people understand like what it is and how to get started with it. I've already built like 4 example apps on stream using it, and they were all super, super quick to build. Like I built this Trello clone in like, it was like 2 hours on stream, including the design. And then I did a tutorial on it afterwards, which I uploaded to YouTube if you're interested. And it took me 35 minutes while explaining the framework, how to build an entire Trello clone. So it's like, it's incredibly fast to build stuff with. So yeah, I definitely do want to keep doing demos like that. Like I think that's really what's going to sell it. But right now, if you look at the roadmap, I have to restructure the framework. So I have like 10 to-dos with that, and then flesh out the documentation, deploy some examples. Um, awesome. I'm so glad that you think so. And then like build a quick start, and then like launch it, right? And then I'm gonna start like, one thing it has right now is the ability to like edit text, but it's not super great with editing images or colors or dates or anything like that. If you go, so I built this like full website with it, Request Creative, and this supports like editing images, like right? You can upload an image here, and then you can actually like, I don't know. So this is a good example, but whatever. Um, so you can like move it around, right? And you can save it, and I should probably center this. Um, but like the base framework doesn't have support for this yet. And then like there's like custom editable edit areas, right? So like if you click on this one, so you have like, you can edit 2 fields at the same time. So like this is something I want the default framework to support, but it doesn't quite support that yet. I'm doing this kind of like custom. It's still using Remake under the hood, but there's like a lot of custom stuff going on. So I want to make like the default framework able to support all these different fields. And then I think it's going to be a lot easier to like take a ThemeForest template and like turn it into a web app like that. And my goal too is like to have a web service that makes it super easy to deploy these things, so that other people can do that too, right? They could just like download a template, add a few data attributes, type in remake deploy, and then boom, they have a whole web app that people can sign up for and start using. So basically, it's like if you want to like launch a startup in an afternoon, you could do that, and then you obviously you have to focus on the hard part of like getting people to go to the site and like try to use it and coming up with like a good idea, but and eventually you'd probably convert it to something like React or Vue or something, but for the short term you could just use something like Remake. Yeah, no, totally. That's the hard part. I think it's all about just like providing lots and lots of value for free and getting people like to follow you on Twitter or to follow your email newsletter. And then you launch a product like a year from now after you've already provided a ton of value, and then people are already just signing up being like, I just want to pay for something that you created because you're so awesome. Um, but I've heard of people doing that. I haven't personally done that myself. Well, I have done it a little bit. I have this like freelance calculator spreadsheet that I hired a freelancer to make, and it was like my most popular Twitter post by far. Like it got like something like 200,000 impressions or something. I don't know. Maybe it was 50,000. 50,000 impressions. But it was like a lot, and I got a lot of newsletter signups from that. So I think that's key, is just like provide things for free that other people will find useful, and then get them to like sign up for your newsletter or follow you on Twitter, and then you'll have an audience so that when you launch your product, it'll be successful by default, Okay, so let's see what this returns if I try to save this again. Oh wait, we need to refresh the page. Okay, so we'll do this, save. Oh, we didn't get anything. Oh, I didn't save this. Okay, console, log, and we're gonna do res. Okay, boom, boom, boom. Success, false, reason not authorized. Okay, now so now we can expose this somewhere. I guess we could just expose it as like a console error and let the developer handle it for now. This is just like the Bootstrap framework, so yeah, like the boilerplate or whatever. But we could also pop up a notification. I think it's nicer to pop up a notification, and there is this library I like called Notif. But let's see. Let's search like GitHub. Maybe GitHub has something cool that's come out recently. That's like a super simple like toast notification. 16 days ago, Toaster. Let's search for like web app notifications, JavaScript. And I really like the site dev2, so if they have something. Okay, let's look at this. That's pretty. That's really pretty. That's not too much code either. Okay, I might use that. I think the only thing I'm worried about for this is, I'm clicking it more than once, but it doesn't support more than one out of the box. I just kind of like a simple API, like I could make it obviously display more than once. I guess we don't really need it. We don't really need it. We don't really need it to display more than once. And this is really pretty. Image? Where's the image? Oh, icon. Yeah, this is pretty good. Yeah. It's nice too because it's like center of the page, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. And I already like hate this one. Like just by like anyone who's choosing this font, I just don't trust them. It's not bad, but yeah, it's ugly. Sorry, I don't want to insult anyone. It's not my style. Okay. Let's see. Toaster. I don't know about this. Yeah, let's just use that one. I think this is good. Oh, the other one I use. Yeah, I don't want to include a ton of stuff though. But like with this, I have to include like the materialize JavaScript. Like my main thing is I want to include as few dependencies as possible. Yeah. So I think I'd have to include, yeah. Yeah, let's just go with this. Okay, so I think this is the last thing I'm going to do before today is up. Where should I put this? Oh man, I should really make this like I should make this its own like package. I don't want to like put it in the boilerplate code, you know, because I feel like users like this is already a lot, right? I feel like this is enough. You know, like I don't want to add like a toast implementation like next to it in some file. You know, I just want things to be pretty basic, just getting set up with. So if I just like import like toast from here, from like a library toast thing. I wonder if let's see what this if this guy made it into a plugin. Um, let's search this. There we go. Found him. ACG flat roofing. Huh. Looks like maybe not. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to turn it into our own npm package, I guess. Or we could add it to. We could add it to like our remake code. No, that's dirty. This is like all backend code, and then I would be like mixing in this one front end thing just to keep it away from the project files. Now, let's make our own npm package. So, okay. Let's go here. And we're going to go into GitHub. Okay, so what should we call it? We'll do make directory. I don't know. Notice thing or toast thing or toast. Oh, you know what? I'm going to search instant domain search because they have a generator there. I'm not looking for a domain, but sometimes they have like good ideas for like names. Digital Toast, Mr. Toast. Oh, Mr. Toast, that's cool. Love Toast, Untoast, Tech Toast, B Toast, Green Toast. Let's just search for notification. Super, unlove. I like Mr. It's kind of cute. Okay, whatever. This is enough time with this, right? So how do you say like, how do you spell like hyphenating? Like that? Okay, so we're gonna say toastinating. It doesn't have to be a good name. Toastinating. Okay, just it's available, you know? And this is a terrible name. No, we won't do that. We won't do that. Okay. What do I have to do? Like R, I think. Always makes me nervous. Okay, so make dir. Maybe not toastinating. Toast eating. Toast notification. I just need a name for this. Pop. Toast pop message. English muffin. That's pretty good. Okay. No. I don't know. Muffin sounds a little weird for a library. No offense. I really appreciate you suggesting something. Please don't stop suggesting things. Ooh, snack bars. Toast snack. I want it to be available on NPM. That's like my primary thing. I don't even care. Um, I don't even care that it's if it's badly named. Uh, okay, you got it. Let's do it. So let's see if it's available with like the most basics of test. Okay, nice. It is available. So we're gonna make a directory, go into here, and we're going to grab this, put it in there, new file. We're gonna do, I think it's index, right? Is that the one we want? Yeah. Okay, index.js. Ooh, how are we going to include the CSS? I guess we're going to have to like put that into, yeah, we'll just like add it to the page manually. That's fine. Okay, and then we're going to need a package JSON. So let's do npm init y. We got our package JSON Christini, da da da. We don't need scripts for now. And we'll do MIT license. And let's do npm link. And in here, can I just do this? What was it called? Christini? Nice. Okay, I think, but I don't know if it installed it. Let's see. Package JSON Christini. It did not. Okay. So, BQR. So to go after here, and we'll do 1.0.0, right? Okay, so maybe that'll work. And let's get this from here, and then call like this, and we'll say hello. And all we want this to do, so over here, oh wait, we have to export, okay, we already have the index. Okay, so we want to say export default function, and we'll just say Christini. For now, we're just going to console log message. Okay, and now if I refresh this, nope, because we don't have the dev server running anymore. Okay, so we refresh this. We'll save, we'll get the error. But that's from here. Oh, we don't expose an error thing here. But also I think it's just not, I don't know, maybe it's not importing or something. Okay, so let's see. So here, yeah, we actually want this to be, I think, an object. So we're going to do this, and we're going to have like this equal to an object, and then we're going to say error equals function message console log message. Okay, So I actually don't know if the link is working. It looks like it is. Okay, let's try it. There we go. Nice. Cannot read property error of undefined. So at least it's kind of compiling though. Oops. Oops. Okay, so main Christini from Christini. Error. Okay, it's because we're exporting a default. Maybe. Let's try it again. Nice. Okay, cool. So we got the basics working. So let's open up the debug view. I can't open up the debug view unless I fork it. Okay, so let's open up the debug view. Let's get the CSS from this. Static code pen. Nope. Okay, and we're gonna just grab this style here, and we're just gonna say let Crostini styles equal this. And as soon as I get this like basically working, I'm gonna call it a day because I actually have to go. Okay, so we're gonna do this, and then we're going to yeah, I think we'll immediately just add them to the page. So how do we insert these into the page? So we're going to do like document. We'll just say we'll just say body for now, and then we're going to say insert adjacent. I always forget the exact thing. Insert adjacent HTML. And we're going to say before end, because we want it to be before the body ends. And then we're going to add these styles there, but we need to wrap them in a style tag first. I'm going to do style and style. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so let's see if this is working. Refresh. Nice. And we should actually put like an ID on here, I guess, or at least a class. And we'll just so that we know what these are, so it's just not like unnamed. Okay, so we got that, and now we've got the JavaScript and the HTML. So this toast, we're going to just put in, we're going to also add it. Oops, so we're going to say Crostini HTML, and we're going to say let Crostini HTML equal this, and we're going to just insert it right there. I think that might work. And then we're going to do this. So we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to say, okay, get show, replace show after 5 seconds. Okay, and the message, so we need, let's see, X So we need X query selector, and we need to grab the description. So description, and then inner text equals message. Okay, let's see if this works. So we're going to refresh this, put this in. Hello, nice, it works. Kind of, right? Yeah. So we'll say like if res success, wait, what was it set to? False. Okay, so it's actually, so we're going to say if there's no success, then we're going to say user not authorized. We'll change this messaging later to save data. Boom. And we're going to change the colors and everything, but for now it's an npm package, and we got it working. Boom. Pretty simple, pretty easy, not too bad. I gotta go, I gotta run. But it was really nice talking with you guys today, streaming with you guys. Thank you everyone for stopping by. I will be on tomorrow around noon. Hope to see you there. And Talented, thank you for the name Christini. I really like it. I appreciate that. I'm going to publish this as a very small Talented. Great. I'm going to publish this as a very small npm package as soon as I work out the kinks. Okay, I'll see you guys around later. Bye.